Look at the colors in that. I think I might want to make my next sweater out of this. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here. My name is Felicia from Sweet Georgia. Today, what I want to talk to you about is making time to learn how to dye your own yarn and spinning fiber. It is amazing, and it obviously completely changed my life. I started learning how to dye my own fiber and my own yarn back in 2004, and obviously from there I started a business around hand dyeing, and 5 years ago, pretty much exactly 5 years ago, we founded the School of Sweet Georgia, and we founded that in order to teach other makers how to dye. Now, for sure, it is a little bit daunting, it might be a little bit intimidating, it can be a little bit overwhelming to jump in and start learning how to dye. I know for myself it was also a little bit overwhelming, and so when I first started learning how to dye, I started with Kool-Aid dyes. I started with Kool-Aid and some Corriedale and my microwave oven, and I just wanted to see how it all worked. And as soon as I figured out that aspect of it, then I was off to the races. Then I was like all in. I think this is the story of my life. I try it one time and then a week later I'm all in. But yeah, a week later I had ordered my dyes. I had ordered a turkey roaster in order to heat all the dyes up in, and I just started down this path of dyeing everything that I could possibly see. Now, I know it sounds really crazy for somebody who dyes their own yarn, and we have a business where we make hand-dyed yarn, to also teach everyone else how to dye yarn too. But I feel like it's an extremely important part of becoming a whole and complete and well-rounded fiber artist. If you're somebody who is going to knit yarn into garments and sweaters and shawls, or you're a spinner who's going to spin from hand-dyed or hand-painted fiber, or you're a weaver who's going to work with hand-dyed, hand-painted warps, all of those practices will at some point in time use some form of color. And the only way that you can get ultimate control over color and how you apply the color and what colors go on the yarn is if you learn to do it yourself. And so this is one of the things that we have wanted to do since the beginning. In 2017, 5 years ago, we founded the School of Sweet Georgia, and we founded it based on creating dyeing classes. So the whole school originally came from these two dyeing classes. The first dyeing class is called Dyeing Intentional Color, and that one was all about learning how to do immersion dyeing, basically taking your yarn and putting it in a pot to make a solid or a semi-solid color, learning how to mix your own dye stock solutions, learning about depth of shade, like how do you make a light color versus a dark color, all of those kinds of things. And after that, we followed up with a second class called Dyeing Complex Colors, and that one was all about hand painting, doing low water immersion, creating colors that were a little bit more blotchy, a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more layered, glazed yarns, all of the different effects that you can create and have control over when you learn to dye your own yarn or your own fiber. So for sure, you can absolutely go out and find another dyer or support another dyer who creates beautiful, beautiful colors and buy their yarn in order to make all the things that you want to make. But if you have ever been curious about creating the colors yourself, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to learn how to dye. And so this is something that we would really like to help people with this summer, is really just giving that little bit of a push and getting everybody started with dyeing. In the School of Sweet Georgia, we have been running study groups for the past year or so and really encouraging people to jump in and begin doing the experiments and doing the work and gathering the materials in order to learn some of these skills and techniques. And so this is what we're going to do this July, starting July 7th. We are going to start our first ever acid dyeing study group. So basically how we conduct a study group is that every week we put together sort of a little bit of guidance around maybe what content you should go look at, maybe a video here, a lesson there, maybe read a little bit here, maybe there's an action item like go gather your materials, go gather your yarns, set up your space, whatever it is. Every week there's a little bit of guidance around that. And then partway through the study group, we are going to get together on Zoom and do a couple of conversations sessions with you, help answer any questions you might have. And so both myself and Charlotte, who's the assistant production manager here at Sweet Georgia, the two of us are going to be on Zoom together with anybody who wants to participate in the study group. And we'll be there to answer any questions that you have about dyeing. And then at the end of the study group, we do another Zoom call where everybody can bring whatever you've been working on, whatever you've dyed, whatever successes you've had or failures you've had. You're more than welcome to bring them and show them to us, and we can all celebrate in your progress and achievement. So this has been a really super fun way for us to do a lot of learning together. Last summer we did the natural dye study group, and then we did a spinning study group, we did a weaving twill study group, and most recently we did the knitting and then a tapestry study group. And so this month in July we're going to do the acid dyeing study group. I feel like summer is a really great time to be outside doing a lot of this dyeing, and so this is something that we encourage you guys to try as well. Now right now, before any of the actual study group guidance starts to come out on July 7th, we're encouraging everybody to sort of like gather your supplies, gather your materials. You know, if you need beakers or if you need containers for your dye stalks, if you need pots, if you need a cooking element like an induction cooktop or something like that, just to start gathering your supplies. Now, one of the things that we've tried to do in order to make it easy for people to participate in this kind of a dye study group, rather than going out and then buying all of the individual dyes and all of that kind of stuff, we put them together in a bit of a kit to make it a little bit easier. So in this kit, this is our acid dye kit, and it has 7 colors in it. So what we've done is we've taken the primary colors, yellow, red, and blue, and we provided both a cool version and a warm version of each of these colors. So you can see inside we've provided the cool version and the warm version of each of the primary colors. So we have the sun yellow, we have a mustard yellow, then we have a turquoise, which is a warmer blue, and a brilliant blue, which is a cooler blue. The deep red is a warmer red, and the fuchsia is a cooler red. And then finally we included black as well. So with all of these 7 colors, you're going to be able to mix and blend and combine in order to make all sorts of different things. So that's how much dye there is. There's actually going to be quite a lot for you to work on a number of projects. So hopefully something like this would make it really easy to assemble all of the dye colors that you need in order to get started. It might seem a little bit unusual for a dyer to be teaching other people how to dye, but I feel like it's the same as if I'm a weaver and I want to teach other people how to weave, or I'm a spinner and I want to teach other people how to spin. You're a knitter, you want to teach everybody you know how to knit. It's the same way that I feel about dyeing. I feel very much like I'm so excited to see colors shifting and blending and moving in the yarn and in the fiber. I want everybody to have that experience of putting yarn into pots and seeing it being transformed with color. Like, all of this stuff I find super exciting and super fun, and I want you to have that fun too. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to dye your own yarn or dye your own fiber, this is the summer to do it. You can join both myself and Charlotte in the study group and ask any questions you like, and we look forward to seeing you guys inside the School of Sweet Georgia to participate in this study group together. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye for now.